Okay, so taking off in 3D mode, 3DH. There is a little wind at my back here. Just seeing showing what it can do in 3D mode. Easy to lose track of the direction. Oh, that's interesting. So I was flying aggressively in Loiter at low throttle, and it refuses to come down, so it's actually cutting the throttle. I can hear it. Like almost completely chop the throttle. It's because of these big quads like that. You hear that? Maybe. Okay, so this is Loiter at half throttle. See, it's working in the wind here. Let's point it into the wind, see what it does. So that's hands off. Yeah, it's working a little hard because the wind lifts it up. Anyway, so here's Loiter in the wind. I'm gonna fly it sort of aggressively here. Keep the throttle pretty much at the center here, so it shouldn't be climbing. Wow, look at that. So what Loiter does, when I go make a turn like that, the quad wants to climb really aggressively, just naturally aerodynamics, so it's actually chopping the throttle and falling like that. That is really weird. It's trying really hard to keep the altitude from climbing. And to do that, it's having to completely cut the throttle. Here I'm down to about a quarter throttle and it won't come down. At some point it's going to kill the throttle. There, like that. Whoosh. It's because this thing is auto-rotating. These big quads get more efficient. That's different. Wow. That's a little different. Now those big sudden jerks are braking. I make a tiny little input, tiny little correction, and it makes a very large braking maneuver. Anyway, I'm going to test return to home now. See how she does. Just get it out here some distance. Return to home now. Okay. It's turning towards home, hands off. climbing for 20 feet downwind, getting a little closer. 10 feet downwind. No, it's just gonna land well away from the mark. You see, no bounce. I'm gonna just go from cruising straight to return to home. Ooh, interesting. Wow. So when it went to return to launch, it immediately switched over to essentially loiter, and then it found itself climbing really hard, so even with the throttle back, so it cut the throttle and it dropped about 6 feet, and then it caught itself and then climbed to the return to home altitude, except it really isn't. It should have come back at 60 feet up. In fact, now it's climbing a little bit over the home position. And descending. It's a little downwind of the mark. Again, it's going to land almost exactly where it did before. Well, a little further off this time. Let's try that again. That's Loiter. Straight to return to home. So here it comes back. Interesting, it's descending as it comes back, but it's going to come back too low. I wonder if it goes up from here or down from here. It's going to go up from here. That's interesting. Huh. So there's some quirk in the return to home logic which is causing it to descend. I'll try it from further out and downwind next time. It's a little closer to the mark this time. Maybe 10 feet. Oh, there's a one bounce, but it did all right. Let's go put it low over here. Okay, return to home. Now it should be climbing from there, which it is because it's going upwind. Hands off. Oh, came in really high this time. See if it just keeps coming down or if it's gonna... There we go. Yeah, I think I'm set it. Oh, that's interesting. I think it got confused. Yeah, it's gonna climb back up. It realized it was high, it started descending and it overshot. Now it's climbing back to 50 feet, which is the home altitude. And then it's gonna pause there and descend from there. And again, it's gonna land downwind of the mark by 12 feet or so. Oof. Ouch. That was one big bounce. Might be a low battery. Whoa. Whoa. That was interesting. I did nothing on the throttle there. If anything, I cut it a little bit. It sort of sat there going, am I going to go up or am I going to go up? And then I gave it a little throttle and then pulled it back, and then it just suddenly shot up on its own. That's its weird braking thing it does. This is Loiter. I'm going to change batteries. See what happens. I'm trying to land in Loiter. See how busy it is? I'm making the tiniest little correction and it's over braking.